Welcome to ECTV News. I'm Michaela Paddock.
And I'm Christina McNamara. On Thursday at 6 p.m., Stone Ridge Hall will be having a Pumpkin Palooza. They will have two separate stations, one for a trust building exercise and one for pumpkin carving. All this is in celebration of Halloween.
At 7:30 p.m., join the Endicott Singers as they perform opera choruses with Symphony by the Sea as part of the orchestra's regular 2013-2014 season. They will be performing at Abbott Hall in Marblehead, Mass. If you can't make it on Thursday, you can also catch them on Sunday at 3 at the Governor's Academy in Byfield, Mass.
Starting on Friday and running throughout the remainder of the year, don't miss Ritual and Fantasy. New work by Rick Haynes and Mark Towner. This exhibit shares with audiences the recent creative works by Endicott professors Rick Haynes and Mark Towner, which includes media of watercolor, pen and acrylic paintings, exploring realities and fantasies about memory and myth.
At 2 p.m. on Friday, come to the Diane Hale Library in room 122 for an information session for F1 international students and learn how and when to apply for their optional practical training, employment benefit.
On Saturday, it's Make a Difference Day, the nation's largest day of community service. There are two volunteer opportunities that you can get involved in. The Food Project from 9:45 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. helps create more than just a sustainable food system. Volunteers experience a day on the farm, harvest food for the hungry, and learn about sustainable agriculture. The Coast Sweep is from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and is performed each year to reduce marine debris and assesses in what ways our waterways are polluted. Just last year, 50 pounds of trash and debris were removed from our beaches.
On Tuesday at 6:30 p.m., come to the LSB building in room 101 for the Linking into Your Future program. If you now have a LinkedIn profile up and running, come to this program to learn how to use the site for your job search. This will cover introduction groups, the job board, advice, and how to ask for informational interviews.
Starting on Wednesday and running throughout the year, come see Express Yourself, an exhibit that celebrates cultural diversity and collaborates with isolated youth from 17 Department of Mental Health and residential and inpatient facilities from their own large community.
Also on Wednesday at 4 p.m., come to the LSB Auditorium where Jonathan Green, Managing Director with Brook Venture Partners, will be visiting the Investment Club meeting to provide an overview of the state of private equity and venture capital markets, career advice for students interested in the field, and overview of the firm and opportunities available.
At 7 p.m., come to the Diane Hale Library in room 208 for drafting survey questions, a senior thesis boot camp, where you'll learn the various types of surveys out there in which survey will help you gain valuable information for your research project. These questions and more will be answered in this brief workshop. And now, here's Jocelyn with sports.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of ECTV Sports. For updates on all your favorite gull sports, I'm Jocelyn Kane. The cross-country team headed out to Springfield this week to race at the WNE Invitational. On the women's side, junior captain Erin Haynes won the race, and no surprise here, got CCC Runner of the Week. Following closely behind was junior captain Jocelyn Kane and senior Jillian Mendez. On the men's side, impressive performances from both Alex Wallaka and Mitchell Renfrew, both breaking 30 minutes in the 5-mile race. The running Gulls are off this week and will head to the CCC Championships at UNE on the 2nd. The field hockey team has a 7-9 overall record with a 4-5 conference record. This past week, they won against Roger Williams 6-2 on Wednesday, but then fell both to Nichols and Gordon this weekend. They fell to Nichols 2-1 and Gordon 3-2. They play Salve Regina at home on Saturday and University of New England on Wednesday. The football team had their bye week this week and will play Coast Guard at home at 1 p.m. on Saturday. The women's soccer team defeated Curry 3-0 in CCC play on Saturday afternoon. They improved their conference record to 5-1. The win marks the 16th straight season that the Gulls have recorded 10 wins. After their 2-0 week, senior Madison Massini took home Offensive Player of the Week, and junior Katie Donnelly took home Defensive Player of the Week. They also play Nichols at home Wednesday, 10:23, but we'll report on that next week. They also play the University of New England in Gordon for their last in-season matches. The men's team played Curry and Nichols this past week. To start it off Saturday, they beat Curry 2-0 in the away game, yet at home just fell to Nichols 2-0, both in conference play. The Gulls now have an 8-8-0 overall record and a 3-4-0 conference record. They play University of New England Saturday and Gordon Tuesday, also to end their in-season play. The volleyball team is on a winning streak, sweeping each team that they played this past week. First, they played St. Anselm at home and won 3-2. Next, they played a tri-match at Salem State, conquering both MCLA and Salem. They play Western New England and WPI on Saturday and Eastern Nazarene on Tuesday. That's it for ECTV Sports. Tune in next week for your end-of-season recaps and a special look into the championship season. For ECTV, I'm Jocelyn Kane. Back to you, Christina and Michaela.
And now here's Dina with national news.
Hi, Endicott, and welcome to this new segment of National News. I am your host, Dina Cashman. Some good news for the U.S. is that the government is back up and running. It's been a long 16 days and a close call for the economy. Treasury Secretary Jacob Lew says the direction is that it took an economy that is fighting hard to get good economic growth going to create jobs for the American people, and it took it in the wrong direction. Lew said of the budget fight, "Our job is to move things in the right direction. This one was a little bit scary because it got so close to the edge." It's been 7 months since the Boston Marathon bombings, and Jahar Tsarnaev might not have such a harsh punishment due to his lawyers. The lawyers are saying that his other brother, who was killed in the events that unfolded during the marathon attacks, influenced Tsarnaev to take part in the bombings. Evidence has been discovered that Tamerlan Tsarnaev was involved in triple killings in 2011 along with the Boston Marathon. A friend of Tamerlan revealed this evidence. The government is still deciding whether or not to instigate the death penalty for Tsarnaev. A parent attempted to make an accusation that there were accounts of bullying during a high school football game in Texas in order to affect the score at Aledo High School. Coach Tim Buchanan and his team won an astounding game 91-0. Although the Fort Worth Western Hills parent made this accusation against Tim Buchanan, it was cleared by his officials and his team remains undefeated. Halloween is right around the corner and people are getting their last-minute costumes together. Not just people though, but dogs too. On October 26th, there will be a parade in Tompkins Square Park that tops all other dogs events in the U.S. Dogs can win prizes and show off creative costumes. One pug costume that is hitting the internet this year is a dog wearing a wrecking ball costume, and of course, who is it representing? None other than Miley Cyrus with the Barbie doll on top. With that costume in mind, there is no telling what kind of crazy costumes that they can come up with next. That's it for this week. Stay tuned to see what's going on around the country.
Here's Margot with entertainment news.
Hello, Endicott. This is Margot Lucas with the latest news and entertainment. The two movies coming out this Friday are The Counselor and Bad Grandpa. The Counselor is a crime and drama thriller about a lawyer who finds himself in over his head when he gets involved in drug trafficking. It has been predicted to be one of the most successful movies of the season. In Bad Grandpa, Johnny Knoxville returns as the 86-year-old troublemaker we all know and love. In other news, DJ Pauly D of the Jersey Shore got some surprising news this week when an ex-Hooters girl from Las Vegas informed him he is a father. He says he is excited to become a dad and embark on this new part of his life. We wish him the best on that. After the whirlwind that has been the Kim Kardashian and Kanye West romance, Kanye finally proposed. The estimated bill for popping the question? $6,245,000. This includes $200,000 for renting out AT&T Park, $25,000 for fireworks, and of course, a $6 million engagement ring, which she proudly displays. That's all for entertainment this week. Thanks for watching.
And that's it for ECTV News. I'm Michaela Paddock.
And I'm Christina McNamara. Thank you.